Hello again everyone, Melth here, with more of my Baldur's Gate 3 challenge run, details of which are in the YouTube video description. This time I'll be going to the Iron Throne to rescue not just Duke Ravengard, but everyone else and kill all the enemies and loot everything. A lot of people find the Iron Throne to be quite difficult, but with the tricks that I'll be showing you here, you too can just demolish it. This will also be helpful if you're following my guide about how to get 2 copies of Duke Ravengard's longsword, of course. As always, watch out for spoilers throughout this run. Alright, so, one neat thing before we leave this room is this scry screen over here. Lets you, I guess, see the prisoners.
Scared and miserable, with visible cuts and bruises, these people can only be one thing: prisoners.
Anyway, we have an army of summons out of here, and unfortunately this room has ladders in it, and so it's going to be just rough getting out of here if we don't navigate carefully. When I first tried to record this video, I ran into so many pathing problems that I decided it'd be faster to just restart.
This majestic Morian helm shields the Watcher's gyronetic and targeting modules.
So the hat is decent. It's one of several hats here in Act 3 especially that let you see in the dark and not be blinded. So that lets you be in darkness and not need to worry about it. So that's really quite powerful. Now, I could just walk to that building across the harbor, but there's ladders in the way and I find the pathing to just be absolutely horrible. So I'm going to choose a 3 times as long walk to just avoid how awful the game is at handling ladders. I do find it just bizarre how the game has gone backward on pathing as the patches have gone on. Well, down there to that building is where we want to go. We'll fight some Worgs inside, but Worgs were not much of a threat in Act 1, and they're sure not a threat now in Act 3. The nice thing is that you can get yourself some Worg fangs off of them for bloodlust elixirs. Worg fangs are one of the less common alchemy ingredients in the game, and bloodlust elixirs are probably the best alchemy elixir there is. Especially as you get on into the game and your actions become more and more valuable. I'm not really sure why there are a bunch of Worgs in here, per se, other than just that they're, I guess helping to guard Gortash's secrets, I guess, but why Worgs, I don't know. What is Shovel doing all the way back there? Okay, back to what I was doing. Throw open that door and fight some Worgs. I think I see a couple of them clustered. No, one's under the stairs. Okay, that's no good for us. Those 2 are clustered, though. I just want to be able to ice blast them from high ground, so, we'll go like that. Wow, that's some pathing right there. Okay. Okay, 2 of them down. Baldur can also fly, so he's a good one to have get in there. I guess I could have him turn off his passive that could steal his kills, so he's more likely to get his bloodlust to actually work, and just blast away. There we go. And then I feel like that one's going to be the harder one to target, so fly like that. Now we can turn this passive back on. Yeah, whatever. 3 blasts at him will do. Done. Okay. Then where's Gale? Okay, Gale, you're blocked, but just jump on through. Remember, Gale is my replacement Astarion because for roleplay reasons I killed off Astarion after dealing with Cazador. He is much worse than Astarion used to be. In that, among other things, he lacks illithid powers because we're out of tadpoles, basically. Then we can head on through this concealed trapdoor. And then there's basically no opposition in the basement here, as I recollect. We could go to the sewers that way, but we don't really want to do that. And Red Hammer, the dwarf, will be down here. And we can deal with him in various ways. Doesn't really matter how we handle this. There's a question where we can turn him into the Waveservants. I'm not sure if that'll make for a tougher fight against the Waveservants than fighting them on their home turf or not. I doubt that makes a big difference. They'll probably just end up dying in a quarter of a round regardless.
Oi! What's this? You ain't supposed to be down here, mate.
A submersible.
He's kind of complicit in Gortash's schemes here. He's not fond of them, but, you know, he goes along with it without too many questions or much pushback.
No one tells me anything. Last I heard, Lord Gortash handles this port's inspections personally. Anyway, if you're in charge of the waterways, you've got a lot of work to do. Those humbly servants are making the...
So again, that quest kind of intersects with this one to rescue Ravengard, so that's interesting.
In the water. I've almost hit one or two now. Might have even nicked one off the port bow the other day. Oh, yeah? And are you here to make good on that? You're testing me. All right.
He says this dialogue as if you've been not making threats and things like that.
Myself and Cap are the only ones who can make it there in one.
Cap seems to be what he calls the sub itself.
Keep some Gondians there. Collateral to keep those working in the Steelwatch Foundry under control. I'll take you in, but look, there's some bad shit going down in there. You don't want to get involved. Neither did I, but it was them or me. I'll get Cap warmed up.
Anyway, it will be fairly easy with this party, I think, to rescue them. But I mean, I've done this in one round on a solo run. You can do this with any party you want. You just need to know how to get good speed, basically. That's the key. Man, these are some disappointing metal trunks. So, the game has decided that it wants to be BioShock for a bit here. And I mean, it did a decent job of blending sort of the fantasy and sci-fi elements of it, but I really don't like science fiction-y robotic type things and super advanced machines in my fantasy settings. They did better than most games that try to blend those things, but I'm still not really fond of that.
Wrong.
I mean, we see that he's killing bunches of them off anyway, just with his bad conditions and torture and things like that. So
I keep them safe, after a fashion. I have prepared for this eventuality, and if you interfere, I will...
He didn't prepare very well for this eventuality.
Return to the docks, or the deaths of everyone inside will be on your...
Now, as I recollect, Gortash wasn't the original creator of the submarine, so I'm not sure why it has the same devil face decoration on the prow that his shirts and so forth have. Maybe he had that added later on. So, we'll go ahead and do that. And they'll act as though there's like a time crunch now, but there isn't yet.
Wash up on the shore. Remember, you could have prevented all of this.
Yeah, when bodies wash up on shore, we could just resurrect them. Now, when I first did this, I kind of expected, from how people talked about it being difficult, that there'd be like traps and explosions while you're going through it or things like that, but there's really nothing. There's just like some Sahuagin and a time limit that doesn't matter if you have fast party members. Okay, so plenty of time here. Make sure that your party all have their buffs, like obviously Long Shredder. If you don't have Long Shredder in the whole party by this point in Act 3, I don't know what to tell you. You should definitely pick that up by now. You can equip things like Nyrona to give a speed boost, that's pretty handy. Lots of other speed boosting items too. If you've got a transmuter wizard, that's great stuff. I think the boots of speed here will probably put onto Gale, because he's sort of more important for this than Minthara is. Astarion had an Elixir of Half-Elven Elegance, which would have been beautiful here. Gale doesn't. Can't really replace that, those things are too precious, so that will hurt. But just stack up your speed boost, take your time, buff and prepare. We'll probably, because you don't have that bless either due to other quirks and so forth, have you use an Oil of Accuracy, I think. Then I think we'll have Minthara spam out a couple of soul brandings on people, including herself maybe. Nice little speed boost there. And then this is important for all parties, and very good to know, not just for this scene, but for many others. Have everyone dash. If you do that, you get to carry over that speed bonus for free to the first round here. Very handy stuff. Dash. Okay.
Let me work mine now. No one stop me.
Alright, I think I got the important people. So we'll walk on through. Now we get into a cutscene and the time limit begins after that.
Halt.
A cold, suckering wetness grasps at your mind.
So here's Omeluum.
To you from the Underdark wraps itself around your brain.
I think the one good mind flayer in the game. It is possible to have good mind flayers. Unlike vampires and things like that, they are usually evil rather than always evil. But as I've said before, you should never trust a mind flayer, not even Omeluum, because deception is intrinsic to their nature.
It is painful to say, but they cannot be...
Is Ravengard really that important? He seems like a little bit of a screw-up to me. I mean, he appointed people like Florrick, seemingly. What? Is it really worth using inspiration on this? No, but I'll do it anyway. Not that Omeluum is telling us anything useful here.
I was only trying to secure this city's future.
Minthara, how do you know what I'm thinking at him to disapprove of this? I don't know, we're tadpole connected now? Maybe so.
Duke Ravengard is held in the security wing. The hostages are placed throughout this prison. You must stretch your...
And this is kind of true, I guess. But again, even with one party member, you can save everyone in a single turn and just run laps around the place if you prepare it.
The structure is collapsing. Act with speed. Act with efficiency. Good luck.
With a full party, you can do whatever you like, no problem. Okay, so one useful trick here, of course, is to use potions of speed to give us haste, and also, for that matter, to use potions of fly for those who can't fly. If you want to splash those onto multiple party members, one of your best tools for that job is to go down a ladder, because that will stack people up. So we will have the skeletons that are in the way get out of the way going down the ladder, and then advance people one by one down that ladder. Okay, I'm not going to bother with the other ones. This is already massive overkill. So, down we go. You'll see we have this horrifying stacked up abomination of like 40 guys. And onto that, we'll now drop a potion of speed and then burst onto all of us, and likewise with a potion of flying. Okay, everyone's flying. Now, let's take a gander at this place. So, as I said, it's kind of plus-shaped. You can go into these cross points, but that's not really helpful for most purposes. There aren't really any important doorways blocked on the main path, but down some of the side paths there are blocked doors you want to bear in mind, because you can't fly through this. North side has nothing on it but treasure, basically. And a few Sahuagin you can fight, which I'm going to just fight for honor and glory, basically. Then there are prisoners down each of the side sections. Omeluum is the most isolated, but that's okay. He can instantly rescue himself with a teleport. Then there's Ravengard in the east, and then there's generic guys in the west, and a few ones here in the center, too. So one useful trick to know about is that you can just shoot these levers to release prisoners that way, which saves you a lot of action economy if you have any summons whatsoever. I'm going to make sure that I have these skeletons and so forth stand out of the way so they don't block any prisoners escaping. Let's see, so that cell's been opened. There's another cell over here, right? Yeah, there we go. Obelia here is the daughter of the main Gondian. Basically impossible to fail to rescue her. She starts off pre-rescued and right near the exit. I'm really overkilling things here, mostly just to show how much leeway there is. If you have a party much weaker than this, you'll still have like 1,000 actions left over if you just follow these basic tricks. Oop. Misclicked there, so now I can't get back to the ladder. That's okay though. I think we'll want to have a skeleton fly that way, and it'll go in and release some prisoners. I wasted a bit of movement there flying in further than I had to, but that's okay. Oh, there's no one in that cell. Bit of a waste. Okay. Ravengard's in this one. You get temporary control of him. Mizora will show up to either rescue him if you made a deal with her, or kill him even though it was not part of the deal if you did not make a deal with her. But it's trivial to save him if you do literally anything. You've got control of him. So like, he's at low health, have him just drink a potion out of your inventory, you know? Or you could have him drink an invisibility potion, or you could just use your control of him to get him to run out of there. Or it just, if you do anything he'll live. Heck, if you do nothing he might live because the spiders she summons to kill him are so pitifully weak they might just fail to kill him.
Tale for the ages.
So I don't really grasp people sometimes talk as though it's hard to rescue him. There are also some cells that we have skeletons free people from down this corridor, so I guess we'll fly over and start doing that. Now, one thing that's crucial is that there are a couple of prisoners that you must use the help action to free, rather than just attacks. You know who can do the help action pretty well? Devas can. But yeah, I think one guy in need of a help action is over here, so we will fly over into this room when it lets me. Come on. And we'll free Santoria. Free Santoria. Okay.
Finally.
And then I think Omeluum will also need a bit of a rescue. Was there a Mind Flayer tadpole in this room? Yeah, there was. Okay. I don't know if you can get that. No, I need to send a party member this way. I really want those tadpoles because I lost all the ones I'd given to Astarion when I killed him off, of course. Omeluum is tremendously valuable because he can teleport people, so, you know, that's great stuff. Okay, so I want to send a party member this way. You guys look like you're clustered enough to be blasted to death by water myrmidons, don't you? Man, that was some sucky blasting with that water myrmidon. Okay. There we go. One down. Nice. Okay, water myrmidons did their job ultimately. Okay, well, I bet that the bird can fly over and peck that lever. Why would you... This game's pathing is absolutely bonkers sometimes. Okay, so that's that group of prisoners freed. I think that's the last group of prisoners freed everywhere. And I still haven't even moved my main characters yet. Okay. Gale. He's more important, I think, flying over this way and dealing with the Sahuagin that are currently in the way. I think Minthara will fly over with her aura of murder and help with that too.
Mistra Rill.
One down. Two down. Does that free up Ravengard to go, or is he still blocked by someone else in initiative ahead of him? One of the enemies. Okay, there's still that Sahuagin champion. Was that over in like the southwest? What other Sahuagin are still even alive?
Swords meet sorcery.
We'll need to leave Gale here for a bit so I can get Ravengard out of there and then have Gale shoot down the little spiders that will spawn. Or we can just throw a healing potion at him and then just not care about it and he'll live. I think I do want to open up the passageway here, so maybe I'll work on that with Ballista. Sahuagin have a lot of jewelry items, especially on the champions, but that doesn't really matter for us.
Of the rest. Still stuck fast by some mechanism.
And then I don't want to get the kill with Coil of the Weak because that would take away my bloodlust if that happens, so we will just triple blast you. Ah, we didn't actually get the kill at all. I thought we had plenty of spare energy for that, but I guess not. That's fine. We get the Mind Flayer Parasite Specimen we really wanted. Grab like the backpack over there, I guess. Oh, sweet. This is Omeluum's gear. A 1 damage unarmed strike. What about your tentacles? Do you leave those at home? There we go. And he can't fly more than once per turn, which is a little weird. But there's treasure to grab over here, which is the real reason that I went this way. Opulent chest. Yes, we'll take that. And some decent elixirs. Cannot find path. It's a straight line. Okay, it is still not letting me move Ravengard for some reason. That is a nuisance. See, ordinarily you can just move him freely and then you have all the time in the world to save him any way you like to. So I guess this time we'll just brute force this if we have to. Could have made him invisible, could have made him invincible, could have done who knows what. There are infinite solutions to that problem. The only wrong move is doing nothing, and even then you sometimes win anyway. Alright, we're gonna send Minthara and Gale over here to just slaughter some more Sahuagin. Okay, one down. That's one of the dead Bay Knights over there, I believe. He's the one who invented the motivator. The other one was called Prinsky's motivator or something like that. So here is Valdemar Prinsky. Being censured by Gortash for not working fast enough or some such thing. Even if you're like a genius guy in service of Bane, they still treat you pretty badly. Making it again be kind of an idiot's choice to follow Bane at all. This is the kind of thing that only happens because I've got a much weakened character with no happy and no bless and things like that now. Treasure! And then there's one over here. Oh, it's not an aura of murder. This is like the luckiest Sahuagin champion in the world, I've got to say. Alright, time's up.
Ready for battle.
Sure, we'll loot the random jewelry off these guys. Karlach hasn't even done anything yet. If we're just allowed to finally have Ravengard have his turn and walk out of his cell, we could do whatever we liked and easily kill the spiders. We could just drag him out of there with the void bulb and see if that works. Let's give that a try. Why not, right? No, he resisted it, making that useless. Could dimension door him, right? I'm just tired of the silliness and talking about all the many, 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 many ways that you can save this guy. Okay, so now Mizora will show up and try to do something, but it's way too late. And again, like the deal that we made with her did not say anything about her killing Ravengard, just that she wouldn't, save him. But now she acts as though it was some kind of, pact we swore that Ravengard would be killed by her, and they just keep changing the terms of the pacts throughout this game.
For me.
If only Will were here to see this. This is what he wanted, after all. Now, stand.
I do wonder what would have happened if I just killed her in camp. I should do that after this. Okay. So we could just, help him and then he can get out of there. But that's not worth it unless he's allowed to take his turn, which I don't think he is currently. Well, we can try it. Oh, you know what we could do? We could just literally, dimension door him out of there again. That would work. I don't think we need to worry about their attacks of opportunity with 24 armor class. We could just blow them up on him. He has tons of hit points at this point. We just don't care. You know what? Screw it. We're gonna launch a smoke powder bomb right at him, even. When did that door get closed? How weird. Woodwood is good for something.
Now this is my...
Their AoE is tiny too. I always count on this guy to suck at his job. Seven whole damage. Oh man. Yeah, I've never had this much trouble getting those things to spawn in or things like that in the first place. Usually I can just fire off a single many-target arrow and finish them all off right off like the bat, but I should have thought of doing Dimension Door on him first. Alright, one of them rescued successfully. Ravengard's turn. He could just punch one of them down, even. Where's his dash? There we go. Okay, Sahuagin in the south side. I'm trying to take a look at things, thank you very much. So you are on the north side. And as I recollect, most of the future Sahuagin that will spawn in, that I want to mostly just kill for fun and glory, will be spawning in the south side. So we'll fly over in a that way direction. Yeah, that's fine. We will fly on over in this direction. We'll apply some aura of murder fun. Although these guys are wet, they're like an ideal target for Water Myrmidon, aren't they? Who can pass up enemies that are pre-vulnerable?
I don't fancy their chances.
I thirst for combat.
Death is but a word away.
Well, we've dealt with like everything, I think, so we probably want to have people just get up here and get out of the way into the back. I feel like I remember most of the enemies spawn over here, basically. So if I want to just slaughter enemies for fun, I'll have everyone piled up in this area. It might seem dangerous, but I've got tons of movement and I've got other tricks up my sleeve too, so it'll be fine. Summons, by the way, can't just climb the ladder back to the submersible. They'll get out when your main characters do. So don't worry about them. Does any green unit need a rescue? Yeah, you guys are coming out really slowly. Maybe we will have him grab one of them because they're just sucking at this. Okay, dash correctly, guys. Are you dashing correctly? I can't tell. Am I still not allowed to control Omeluum because a dead spider is in the way of initiative? Yeah, that's really bad and dumb. Okay, did any Sahuagin spawn for me to slaughter this turn? No? How disappointing. Okay, Bubbling Emergence is over here next to us. Bubbling Emergence is over there near us, near us, near us, near us. Okay, I think we're in position to kill everything. So here is a quite useful trick. We're about to get lethargic due to the speed potion wearing off. We do all our actions for this turn, which as it turns out is nothing. Then we drop a speed potion on the ground between us. And we set it off now. It'll make us lethargic immediately. If we already used our actions or whatever, like I'm gonna go, you know, let's pretend I'm doing productive things here, you know, fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. I've done all my productive stuff for the turn. Then all I need to do is set off that potion of speed, which it won't let me click here. Okay, that's getting in the way of the demonstration. It's right there. We can see it's right there, guys. Okay. Fine, we'll throw it instead. There we go. That ends their turn. It gives them lethargy, but that's okay because they already did their actions, and then it's cured immediately, so they end up losing nothing. Really handy stuff. So, why don't you teleport that slowpoke Zumbo to the submersible, I guess. Zumbo Pumbo. All these gnomes have terrible names. Did that one not even dash? Man. Their brainless AI is the biggest obstacle they face in getting out of here. But you can see they've got plenty of time.
No gloom, all doom.
Okay, one down. Then I guess we'll have Minthara fly over there, apply the Aura of Murder.
On your command.
Alright, I think we can just pass our turns, wait for some more foes to spawn in, give us more target practice. Okay, so we just stayed beside to have more mayhem and kill more of these Sahuagin here. Is that all of them? Hard to tell with like so many dead guys cluttering up the initiative order who's actually left to go. I think that's all of them. Okay, so you get on up there. Okay, Gale, are you the last one down here? I think everyone else is on the submersible. You've got tons of dashes. We'll just run you on up. Okay, so I think that is everyone. So with that, we then take the wheel and get out of here. Man, are we gonna get stuck getting to the wheel now? Okay, everyone's saved. Everyone saved, everything killed, and everything looted, I believe. With a gajillion actions left over if we want to do other things. Yeah, that's right. Get out of the way. It's my window. By the way, as far as I'm aware, the Iron Throne was never anything like this before. I don't know why it became a submersible, high-tech facility thing. It was some building that was involved tangentially in the villain's schemes in Baldur's Gate 1 as just an ordinary building, and then as punishment, some mages lifted it out into the harbor and just dumped it there, and then inexplicably it's now a sci-fi, high-tech, submersible facility thing now in Act 3 of this game. I mean, Gortash, of course, worked on it, but it doesn't really explain much of its transition.
To a halt. Unlike the Iron Throne, you remain intact. So it seems will the families of all the hostages rescued from the throne. Duke Ravengard approaches you, looking confused.
He's tackled, but under my...
Couldn't you have done this at the ceremony rather than letting them take over the city?
His mind is his own again.
I'm free. In my own mind again, wholly. I will not take it for granted. You acted quickly, decisively, and compassionately. I, nay, all of us owe you no less than our undying gratitude.
Could I ask you to hand over your sword, please? No? I'll have to take it from you? Very well.
It's where Gortash stores his...
I was kind of hoping for an actual explanation of how he got instantly from being at the coronation to in the Iron Throne, but there really isn't one.
My thoughts are my own now, and my purpose certain. I will wait at your camp. We can speak more there.
We made it. We actually made it.
All right, we're good to go. Say goodbye to Cap and come up the hatch when you're ready.
Mine.
Omeluum, do you have anything to say?
I never imagined missing its feeling on my skin.
Mind flayers are always trying to resist drying out their mucousy skin.
Child of the dark, one I shall repay.
They'll repay it with a bunch of cheap consumable items.
I will alert my colleagues at the Society. Find me there, and I will offer you what aid I can against this evil.
I really wish he could join you for the ending. That would logically open up ways to avoid having someone become a mind flayer and things like that. He'd be way more trustworthy than the Emperor.
Justice. Instead, you conspire with the abomination. He who sickened the harbor with blood so black the sea itself chokes.
Gods, they're not...
Yeah, that's true.
You have to help me.
Well, let's see. Which version's a tougher fight? Fighting them here or fighting them at their temple?
Swallow you whole.
I think Umberly missed her chance on that one. Alright. Let's have a gander at their numbers and formation. Okay, so we've got, what, 2 over that way, and then 2 over that way, another one there. Okay, they got 7 here. That is probably more than we'd actually face at one time in their temple. And they're in a formation that's probably favorable to them. So I think this is probably the harder fight, so yeah, we'll go for it here.
Then you...
Oh, they did quite well on initiative.
Simple.
Okay, Minthar, when you came out of that hatch, where did you end up? I want you to run over an aura of murderize them. You're blocked by the Dryad. Dryad, can you, without blocking people, entangle the 2 of them? Let's go for it. We can cancel it when we need to, I think. If they resist or whatever. Okay, they both saved, so we'll go ahead and cancel that. Alright. Did that free up Minthara to go and apply Aura of Murder? No, she's still blocked by that random skeleton. Okay. Then just shoot. There we go.
Come on.
The arena is big. I might ultimately need to apply a speed potion to people. We'll see. Aura of Murder, that's what we want to see. Okay, in that case, now that we're not cluttering ourselves up anymore, you come on up. Your Ravengard in here, we like that too. Ooh, a 2 damage critical.
Survival is all that matters.
Would an error of many targets bounce to that 3rd one over there? I doubt it, but... Nah, it tries, but it gets blocked by that pillar. Okay, that gives you invisibility and a kill. Do we have any more skeletons that are capable of acting, or do they all lose initiative? I think they all lost initiative.
Can't even catch my breath.
Fresh orders?
Well, I don't think that you being blinded and so forth are too much of a threat. It's probably best now to have you guys start circling around with the aura of murder.
Fools these mortals be.
We probably will need to click heals for this one.
Cleric 4.
Yeah, can't quite get the kill. That's fine.
Victims await. Onward.
Aura of murder applied.
With haste.
Oh man, this is horribly inefficient. We can't actually get to that one over there, where I can inch off. Even if we aim up at her head. No, that is working. Okay, it's just lying to me.
I thirst for combat.
Alright, that's okay then. Get up there and fire away. Okay, if this was a Starian, they would all be dead, but this is not a Starian. I'm gonna say triple kill, but we actually flubbed one of those. It seems like you're an important target because you keep winning your initiative against all my skeletons and things. Oh, Karlach's not in on this. Okay, let's get Karlach in on this. Okay. Any way to fight those ones efficiently? I'm thinking the answer is probably no. Woodwoad! Yeah, you got a hit.
Blood comes easy these days.
Do you have bloodlust or do you have blood? You've got bloodlust. Do you have enough movement to hit someone else if you went for that one? I don't think so, really. Like, maybe. Maybe. We'll try it. Can you jump? No. Okay. Sad waste of the bloodlust there, but it freed up all the other guys to take their turns and take their shots, so that's fine. You're still an aura of murder right now, okay.
Let me strike.
Now you're an aura of murder. There we go.
Well, so much for peace. No choice but to keep going.
Well, you could just fly and demolish one of them, I think. Critical miss meant that one gets spared, but that's okay. We've got like 1 million skeletons and water myrmidons to finish the job with. Well, the bad for us arena did help them a fair amount there.
Bloody day. I need a drink, a nap, and a holiday. Thanks to you, I'll live long enough to do all three.
We could haul him off to jail, but oh well. Gortash still runs the prison, so we probably shouldn't do that.
Get all these folks out of here before you get me into even more trouble.
Looking ahead.
Alright, well, all the gnomes will come up and chat with us now, I think.
Have I been this way before?
Yeah, I wonder what they think about having walked out of that into another battle for some reason.
I can't thank you enough. I was certain that place was to be my cold, wet tomb. You saved us. Saved us all. I thought it impossible, but you did it. We were kept hostage to control our families.
Okay, we knew about this part already.
Please.
Yep, that'll be the next quest, and that'll come with a fun boss to deal with. The Hellfire Watchers and Steel Watcher Titan.
If they rebel, it'll put a dent in Gortash's steel might. He did? Of course he did.
We don't want to give him too much credit there. He didn't really contribute much to that. Okay, well, we'll pick up with that next time. Thank you for watching, everyone, and a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. The Irreverent Reverend, Master Knight DH, Jackie and Lino, Travis, Andrew Curzon, Trubsy, Oliver, Cronish, Jago, David Kovjanov, Gregory, Broken Box, Jenna M, Just Becca, Jack, Nubiana, Nicholas Schmuck, Kostya Nesterovich, Frederick Brune, Emperor Kong 420, Robin, Stefan Von Zill, Eddie, Mina, Ali Kasamoglu, Skylar Sauce, Nick Myers, Emp Ninjas, Chupaton, Diabetic Cat, Marvin Fang, Max, Afro Zamurai, Lodestone, Bic Mars, Brad, IJ23, Rodrigo Lopez Dato, The Coding Owl, Silent, Eldridge, Zadira, Wisconsin Cheese Wizard, Peanut Butter 89, and Nicholas Holden. Have a great day, everyone.